So I will be the last presenter today, so my presentation won't be that long. My presentation is how we can include modeling and simulation in a factory build-up and try to integrate robotics in there. It's similar to what Andres, but they are way advanced than us here. So mainly, we are trying to help small businesses, especially in Texas areas, to integrate and include robots, especially robots arm in multiple facilities. One of them is that transportation, and the other one is automation. We have few facilities there, and they are still using the manual handling a lot. So they are in debate if they want to adapt the new technology into their facilities. Is it worth it? What they should do. So mainly, modeling and simulation will be an interactive environment for them. We will be using it for optimization, re-engineering, and analyzing their system. So we will be having what we call SOS, System of Systems. We will be building their systems and subsystems, and each one of these will be studied alone, create a model, then create a connection and relationship in between. Mainly it will be a mathematical equation, which is simpler for us to study as engineers. Because the traditional method should be adapted to the new ones. Mainly right now, the facility, one of them, they use the AutoLay, where they have the AutoCAD drawing, and they convert it into facility design, which is still way outdated. The other one, they use data logic, where they collect their production process and convert it into a layout for the production line. Both ways are good, but they have a limitation. It's case sensitive. You cannot generalize them. You have to go to each facility and redo it from scratch. So the best way, if we can create a generalized model that they can use as a seed for their simulation and modify it. Similar to what you have been done, you create your base and keep adapting and changing it. Why this one is good? It will reduce a lot of time, especially for improvement and enhancement. No one will stay in the last century technology. Everyone is looking to make their production more simpler and more profitable. So some other groups, they use the linear programming, where they collect the data and try to create a model, mathematical model for their production, but that doesn't work. When they have multiple systems, linearity doesn't exist. And even there is a lot of distraction. So what you can do, you have to create an automated simulation model. And this linear programming, it's a good as a startup to prove a concept, but nothing else. So right now, what we are doing with two facilities, we are trying to classify the systems and each subsystem. How is it static or dynamic? Can we use it as a discrete production or continuous? If it's deterministic or stochastic, is there any probability associated with each one of the production? And how we can that integrate it into the arena simulation? So mainly, our methodology of doing that, we will be using the agent-based system. We have multiple agents, multiple systems, they are interact with each other, and we will create that modeling system for it. It can work on multiple types of the system. It doesn't matter if it's static or dynamic, or even discrete or continuous. So we are trying to aim to have a seamless and continuous evaluation. Whenever we need any evaluation or any adjustment, we can get the feedback from the sensor that we will be including in this manufacturing line and send them to the simulation. To update the result, we will be having multiple processes to do the analysis, and whenever we reach to the final and the larger scale image, we will be having a complex analysis. That's why we are going with the agent base. So right now we are collecting data. We have the manufacturing facility. Some of the engineers there, they are collecting data. Especially, we are trying to include the facility layout, how we can adapt it and change it for different production, and where they should locate this robot to be safest, easiest, and the change over time is reduced. And of course, they have multiple production, so we should accommodate that. The software that we are using right now, it's Rockwell Arena. It's an interactive software. We have the 3D. We can include the 3D layout as well, and we can have a facility layout all in one software. So it should be simple and cheaper for these companies to use. And as I said, edge-based simulation is our goal because we are planning to include the suppliers and include the supply chain as well. Because in Texas, most of the parts, they will come from Mexico or South America, and we have to integrate that process partially. We cannot have a complete simulation of it into their systems so they can forecast for any future demands and if they need any future modifications. So as a conclusion, as I told you, this is just a project in process, not done yet. We are in the phase stage. So far, the simulation and modeling procedure will give us really a significant improvement. This company, they will see exactly the performance before and after each suggestions, and they can make a decision if they want to go for it or not. And we won't be having any interruption for the real production line. And if they want to change it later, they can do, and they have access to that model. So that was the presentation, quick and simple, hopefully. And if you have any question.
Will it be, is it a combination of like the flow simulation?
Yeah, we will be having both the simulation process itself, statistical data analysis, and we have a facility design layout. So we will be including Lean and Six Sigma, the standardization feature for the layout, if they have a certain limitation for space-wise, or if they require a certain machine or storage areas. All of that will be included within the simulation model. So they can adapt that and see exactly what is the optimum configuration they can use to get to the required production rate they want.
Yeah, because that's normally a big issue when it comes to taking into consideration for media, like water, electricity, air.
Yes.
Where do you have
Yeah.
those outlets in the layout in order to be able to...
For the area of interest right now, we are dealing with transportation and some automobile manufacturing facility. This is a little bit limited, especially in Texas. That's why, as I told you before, we have the idea. We try to find a location where we can implement it and see the real life effect. So these facilities, they don't have that much of restriction in that site. Yes?
Just out of curiosity, that's okay. Can you hear? Sorry. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, I used Arena a couple of years ago. I guess this is a tool used in academia, right? Or
Yes.
Okay, so is it like a common tool used in industry, or?
We can get the industrial version as well. It's available, and it does have way more capability than the academia version.
Okay, and
We do have that one.
I see, and it has some sort of open architecture, so you can add.
Yeah,
to
you
that.
have a 3D AutoCAD software built-in where you can design the whole plant you want.
I see.
And even you can import some AutoCAD drawing or blueprints, and the software recognizes it, and you can build up on that.
Oh. Thank you.
Welcome.